So I've never heard about men getting pregnant. I've never heard about this argument. It must be some part of what you call the far left that is so minuscule that I, who am...
No, Jane,
What?
It's not minuscule, and I'm sorry, you can't throw this back on us. I assume it's because you are locked into media that just never wants anyone in their audience to know anything sketchy about.
Bill Maher totally roasted Jane Fonda on his show. She came in all confident with her woke talk, but Bill was ready and took her down so fast it was like watching fireworks. And you could tell she didn't see that coming at all.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that is...
No, you know this about California. Come
No, I don't.
Well,
I'm sorry, I don't.
You've never heard that California is overtaxed and overregulated? That we are a one-party state where there's sort of no checks on that sort of extreme leftism. And what do you think?
I don't for a minute consider California a state that is extreme leftist. Not at all, not any way.
Well, that shows where your politics are.
Jane Fonda has been floating in that shiny Hollywood world for so long that she kind of forgot real life even exists. Like, girl has been surrounded by cameras, fake cheers, and people telling her she's always right, so much that she probably thinks that's how normal life works. But then Bill Maher came in ready to burst that fancy little bubble of hers with some raw truth. He wasn't there to play along or nod politely. He straight up dragged her back to the real world where people actually work, struggle, and face real problems, not just say slogans and call it wisdom. And the way he did it was savage, but so satisfying. It felt like watching Hollywood glam crash headfirst into reality. And honestly, it was the kind of drama that makes you grab your popcorn and not blink for a second.
They became the birthers, they became the Tea Party. There's about a third of this country that's very hard right. Of course they love Trump. When he left office, he had an approval rating of 34%. So he really only had those people. Why is he now like tied? Because the other part of the coalition are people who, they don't really like him that much. They just think the far left has gone so nutty on so many issues.
That's what they're being told.
That's what
By people like you.
Because it's true. You think the far left does nothing crazy?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
You could almost taste the tension in the air when Bill and Jane sat across from each other. It was that quiet moment before all the drama hits. And then Jane goes and does the funniest thing ever. She tells Bill he's wrong for saying the far left is going crazy. And then right after that, she literally agrees they are going crazy. Like, girl, pick a side. It was so awkward but so funny because everyone in the room knew she had just proved Bill right without even realizing it. And Bill just sat there like he knew this was coming all along, and honestly, it was pure gold to watch.
What do you mean when you say far left?
I mean, I could give you a million examples.
Yeah, well, give me one.
Okay, the NAACP.
You think the NAACP is far
Could I
left?
finish my sentence?
Yes.
You asked me for an example.
Yeah.
Travel advisory, that's like the State Department does to go to, I'm sure when you went to Vietnam, they were advising you not to. There's a war on.
I didn't talk to them. I don't have no.
I know, but you know a travel advisory.
Yeah.
Today we have them for very dangerous countries.
Yeah.
Don't go to North Korea. Don't go to Iran.
Yeah.
You know where they issued a travel advisory for black people not to go?
Yeah.
Florida. Every day there's stories like that just makes people roll their eyes and go, are you people nuts? Even if they don't matter that much, I don't think one person listened to this and thought, I can't go to Florida. But they just suggest something to the average person, which I completely understand, which is, wow, do you people ever find anything that's ridiculous?
So this whole woke thing isn't just people acting all sensitive. It's like a full-blown system that's taken over everything from movies to politics to how folks even talk. Now, it's like common sense got canceled and feelings became the new facts. They twist things till nothing makes sense anymore. And suddenly, if you don't agree, you're the bad guy. Bill kind of touched on that, but he didn't hit it hard enough. Maybe he didn't want to upset his crowd, but let's be real. Someone's got to say it. This whole woke trend isn't making things better. It's just slowly making everyone forget how to think straight.
Get pregnant, that kind of stuff. And I understand that a trans woman can get pregnant. That's different than a man getting pregnant. Insist on blurring that line as if that's some sort of reasonable social cause, as opposed to just being for having full rights, respect, and protection for trans people.
Okay, so listen, this whole thing is like people arguing that trans women can get pregnant, but come on, that's not how biology works, right? And what Maher said kind of makes sense, that the whole point should be about getting equal rights and being free, not trying to change what science says, because like there's a difference between asking for respect and forcing everyone to pretend facts are different. And when people start saying things like men can have babies, or that gender has nothing to do with sex, it just makes others roll their eyes instead of supporting the cause. And honestly, that kind of drama just splits everyone up when we should be together. The real thing that matters is giving everyone respect, freedom, and the space to talk openly instead of fighting over words and yelling at each other, which only makes people more stubborn and stops the real talk we actually need.
Men getting pregnant. I've never heard about this argument. It must be some part of what you call the far left that is so minuscule that I, who am...
No, Jane,
What?
it's not minuscule, and I'm sorry, you can't throw this back on us. I assume it's because you are locked into media that just never wants anyone in their audience to know anything sketchy about the blue team.
Oh my god, this was such a moment. Like Jane Fonda tried to switch sides faster than someone caught saying something they shouldn't have. 1 minute, she's all for the super left ideas, and the next, she's acting like she has no clue people ever said men can get pregnant. Like, girl, please, that's been all over TV campuses and social media forever. You can't just erase it. And when she realized she kind of trapped herself, she quickly said, oh, that's just a tiny part of the party. But Maher totally called her out and was like, no, that's not some small idea anymore. It's actually mainstream now, and that's when it got awkward, because you could literally see the whole thing fall apart. The excuses, the denial, the spin, all right there on camera, like a live show meltdown.
I mean, I don't know. I read 2 papers, and maybe I don't. I should watch Fox News.
No,
I guess.
I don't watch that. That's too far. But you don't have to. I'm not going to torture myself.
And then the whole talk just kind of died down, and Jane Fonda looked like she gave up a bit, trying to laugh it off, saying she should have watched more Fox News, but you could tell that joke hit deeper because it was like she finally realized she'd been stuck in her own little world for too long, all comfy in her Hollywood bubble where everyone agrees and claps and no one ever questions anything, while out there, real people were actually talking about stuff that mattered. And Maher just kind of pulled the curtain open, and boom, she saw how far away that fancy world had drifted from reality. And honestly, sometimes the truth doesn't need to yell, it just quietly pops the bubble and suddenly everything looks different.
This country was police who were all too willing to shoot black people. So defund the police, though, was not a good idea. And you know who mostly didn't think it was a good idea was black people, because they want police in their neighborhoods, probably more than we need them in ours.
See, that's kind of the whole thing with this woke stuff. It's all about reacting fast and loud without stopping to actually think things through. Like everyone just jumps on whatever idea is trending, shouting it everywhere until it all backfires, and then suddenly they act like they never said it. Remember when everyone was yelling defund the police like it was the biggest moral move ever? And now look what happened. Crime went up, streets got scary, and the same people who started it are now realizing how much they actually need the police. It's kind of wild how trying to look good and sound right can end up hurting the exact folks they wanted to help. It's like chasing clout instead of thinking ahead always ends up coming full circle.
Republicans tried to catch the Democrats with this, and they put this on, they brought it up in Congress, and all the Democrats voted against it. The Democratic politicians were not for defunding the police. It's that radical fringe that has captured a lot of the media, academia, some of these cultural institutions that are not liberal anymore by my old school liberalism. The ACLU is all about free speech. They don't really believe in it anymore. They believe, in one of their chief people who is trans said, I will die on this hill of banning this book.
Yeah, honestly, Maher kind of nailed it. The super woke side has totally taken over the whole party, like they control what people say, how they say it, and what they're even allowed to talk about, and the regular folks in the middle just keep quiet because they're scared of being called names or getting canceled, and the few who actually speak up get slammed with hate online, lose their jobs, or get threatened just for having an opinion, and it's so messed up because it's not even about real progress or good ideas anymore, it's just about following whatever new rule shows up next and pretending it's the only truth. And Maher's point hits hard because if the left doesn't chill out and find its balance again, this whole woke chaos is gonna drag them down until nobody takes them seriously anymore.
Voters say U.S. can't repair
severe divisions. And they went into the fact that 5 years ago, even during the pandemic and during the George Floyd protests, even then, people thought, well, we are going to get through this. And now they seem to be on the page of, it's not going to happen.
Bill,
what do we do? But did you see the story?
Yeah, and I think what's new about this moment, one of my teachers and friends, Doug Seidman, likes to say this, we aren't divided, we are being divided.
That's right.
By companies for profit, okay? And
we have our divisions, we always have it.
Honestly, it feels like this whole divide wasn't some accident. It's like the far left actually wants it that way because the more outrage and drama there is, the more power they get. They don't really argue or discuss stuff, they just tell everyone what to think. And if you even slightly disagree, they go after you like you're the bad guy trying to ruin everything. People get canceled, lose jobs, lose friends just for saying something different, and that's not kindness or progress, that's like control dressed up as caring. And until they actually start listening to other opinions and talking things out instead of pointing fingers and starting witch hunts, there's never going to be real unity because you can't make peace when one side keeps lighting the fire.
You, on your phone, you ordered a yoga mat or something. Your algorithm figured out you're a liberal. Then your neighbor looked up a truck, you're a conservative. And from that day forward, you got different information every day and nobody sent the notice. And so now you literally think your neighbor is insane because how could they possibly think this stuff? But if you put your phone next to their phone, you're in different algorithmic universes, and that is brand new.
Okay, so for once, I totally get what Van Jones is saying. Like, we seriously need a place online where people with different opinions actually meet and talk instead of just sitting in their own corners right now. These apps just show us stuff we already agree with, like little comfort bubbles that make us feel smart, but really just keep us clueless. And that's not growth, that's being stuck. If we really want honest talks, we gotta hear the things that bug us and the stuff that doesn't fit our view. The left should listen to the right, and the right should actually hear the left. Not those short, angry clips, but real talk that helps everyone understand what's real, because until we break out of these fake bubbles, we'll keep thinking comfort equals truth. And that's kind of scary anyway. That's it for today. Hope you had fun listening and stick around for more wild chats next time. Okay, listen, if you liked all that spicy talk and want to keep hearing more real stuff, then hit subscribe and join the Jacob Reports fam, because the next one's gonna be even juicier. You don't want to miss it.